our most popular exhibit. Come a little bit closer so you can see this amazing creature called Squishy.
You have ideas and projects that are interesting, meaningful, powerful. Now there's a new app that helps you easily pull together, format, and showcase them, while still giving you freedom to adjust the design and reflect your own unique style. Introducing Sway, a completely new way to express yourself. Search a wide variety of sources without leaving the app. And simply drag and drop your content directly into Sway. Sway gives you the power to assemble and present your ideas, all just a tap or click away. It lets you create a polished, living, breathing canvas of your ideas on the web, using a variety of multimedia that you bring together with ease. Select a layout and style for your content, or let Sway do it automatically by showing suggested combinations for you to consider and change at any time. Seamlessly integrated with the web, social networks, and your devices, your creation can be shared as effortlessly as sending a link and will look great on any screen. Sway lets you easily pull together, format, and share your ideas on any device from anywhere. It's an all-in-one, elegant solution that's unlike anything you've used before. Reimagine the way your ideas come to life.
In this video, we're going to focus on Microsoft's newest presentation tool, and this is called Sway. And Sway is great for teachers, for educators, but it's also wonderful in the business world and for your own personal use and enjoyment as well. And what is Microsoft's Sway, or sometimes it's called Office Sway? What this is it's a way to present information in a beautiful, dynamic way. And not only that, but your presentations that you create with this are cross-platform. You can access them and show them on tablets, on smartphones, on laptops, of course, Chromebooks. It's very compatible with whatever device you want to use it with. And it, like I said, it looks great. And the experience for the viewer is very dynamic and interesting. So some people compare it to PowerPoint. It really is different than PowerPoint, even though they're both presentation tools. So I'm going to go ahead and click Sign in the upper right corner. You may need to set up an account. You can click here where it says Get Started and just type in an email address that you would like to use with Sway. Click Next, and then there's a few other steps that you need to take to set up your new account. Sign in the upper right corner. Put in that email address, click Next, and it should recognize you and get you in. As you can see, I need to type in my credentials to really get in. But once I've done that, I have access to Microsoft Sway. And the first time that you use this, you're going to see some examples that pop up. So here's some examples, and you can just click on one. I'm going to now go back. I'm going to click on the Sway button, and I'll show you how to create a presentation of your own. And I'm going to basically recreate this South America presentation that I recently made. So I'm going to click on Create New. I'll click on Create New, and it loads up Sway. And this is the Sway builder, basically. I'm going to use this to create my Sway. Notice right away it says Title Your Sway. I'll just click there, and I'll put in the title, South America. Okay. I can click and drag to highlight what I would like to bold, for example, and then just click Emphasize, and it puts it in bold. If I want it to be italicized, I highlight it, click Accent. Now to the left of my title, I have a box that I can put a background into. And how would I do that? Well, I could click on it, and that brings up some options. And you can see here at the left, I can see already that Microsoft Sway, or Office Sway, has chosen for me some themes and some content, it looks like. It brings up Europe. So I would like to select, how about this map here at the left? So to do that, I just click on it and drag and drop it in the box. Let's look at what it actually will look like when the viewers see it. If I click play in the upper right, it loads up and it kind of chose for me a layout, a theme, whatever you want to call it. I can just tap escape on the keyboard and it takes me back and I can edit more. Now you may have noticed that with me previewing and playing my presentation, my Sway, I lost that panel at the left that I was using to bring in pictures and other things. And this is one of the hardest things about using Sway, at least to begin with. Right now for me it's easy, but when I first started using Sway, I kept losing track of all of these options and features and the panels that have the content on them. So just know that you can always get those back by clicking on these tabs across the top. Insert gives you the panel that I want. Cards gives you some other options. Design, navigation, and I'll talk about Remix a little bit later. Also, you can click on the Sway button anytime you need to, just to get back to your Sway main menu, basically. And then you can click to get back in to edit whatever the Sway is that you want to edit. So these, 5 or 6 buttons here at the top left are very important. All right, so it's time for me now to start adding information and content about South America. So of course I want to insert that, so I click on insert, and remember it gave me all these great suggested things. So I'm going to click on South America and I'm going to add some of those items that it recommended. Okay, so I'm just going to click to add a few of these things. I'll click and drag and drop them in. Now, if there's a lot of stuff that you would like to add, you can click on it to add a check mark to it, and then go ahead and click on more stuff. So select what you want to select. Okay, that looks interesting, that looks interesting, these pictures look interesting. And of course you get to decide what's relevant, what's not relevant, what you want to include, what you want to skip. But once you have selected what you want to share, just click on the add button here at the top and it adds everything that you have selected. So you can do it either way. You can click and drag individually or select everything that looks interesting and then click the button that was here. If it comes in an order that you're not happy with, that's easy. Just click and drag to reorder the items so that they are the way you want them to be. Okay, so I did almost no work, and yet I'm ready to present this. If I click on play, let's look at what the viewer would see. All right, so what we have here is we have my title with a background picture, and then I've got a bunch of pictures and videos kind of all thrown together, and as I browse to the right, more appears, more content. And here's that tweet, and there's a play button to watch the videos. I'll play one of those so you can see. And so, this is a really beautiful way, I think, to share information, including pictures, videos, text. Here, if I click on cards, I can say I want to add specifically some text and just click and drag and drop the text in. You can click to type it in and you can decide to emphasize it or not. Just like I showed before, you've got your bullets and numbers. Okay, you can also put in headings, okay, which is similar but bigger in this case. You can drag in pictures, you can drag in video, and then just click add a video. Okay, where are you going to get that video? Is it going to be from YouTube? Is it going to be maybe from another source? Or is it in OneDrive? Or are you going to upload it? So let's say that maybe instead of using this map, maybe I used a different one, and maybe it's cutting off some of the map that I don't want it to cut off. Okay, what you can do to fix that is click this button that appears called Focus Points. You click on it, and it opens up your image, and you can click to show what is important. So that you can get a better look at that, I will change it up a little bit. I'm going to move it so that what's important is just the bottom of this map. Okay, and let's see how that affects the results. Okay, so when that's done, I can just X out of it, and now you can see that it's showing a different part of the map. Okay, I'm going to tap escape because I want to show you that even if you do like what you see and you want to keep it, you do have some control over how things look on the screen. And the way you can change how they look in a very easy way is to click on something that you want to emphasize, for example. So this video is important, let's say, and yet it's kind of lost amidst all these other photos and videos. So I click on it, and then I go over here to options, and that button didn't exist earlier. I didn't see it, but I can click on that, and I get options that pop up here at the left. These options are for how to emphasize this video. Do I want to emphasize it in a subtle way, moderate, or intense? And I would like it to be intense. And so now I can just X out of that panel, and if I play my sway now, you can see already what it's doing. Because I told it to be intense, it's big. And that's going to, of course, draw attention to it. And now all my other content comes in, and it looks secondary to this main event here of this video that can be played. Now, of course, the video, not only can it be played, but you can make it go full screen. So even in small videos like this, I could make it full screen just by clicking the full screen button. All right, I'm going to tap escape again to get out of my play mode. And again, I've lost my panel at the left, but I can just click insert and it comes back. Okay, so we do have some control. We can click and drag to move the items in the sway and reorder them. We can also click on the options to emphasize or de-emphasize the different items. Also notice that you can add some text. Okay, and I'm gonna X out of this panel just so you can see that a little better. You can add text in using bullets or numbers. Okay, and this text is a way to add some information that will show up near the video. So please watch this important video. So I type that in, and now when it's played, you can see my text will appear underneath my video in this case. There it is. Okay, so the other option at the very bottom, it says upload. So I could click upload. It accesses my computer, and I can select something. Let's say a PowerPoint presentation. I've got a couple here on South America. I'll just select one, click open, and even though this PowerPoint presentation, it's not in my OneDrive account, it's just on my computer, but even so, I can insert it, I can upload it into this Sway and have access to it inside of Sway. Okay, so this is using Sway, one presentation tool, to utilize and show another presentation tool, a PowerPoint. Now, once it uploads the PowerPoint, it gives you a couple of options. Do you want to import the slides or embed them? And there's benefits to both, but I rarely import into Sway. And the reason why is, like I said earlier, it imports the content on the slides, but it just doesn't look like PowerPoint anymore. It just, I don't know, it doesn't look fantastic. So I usually, when I do this, I click embed, and I want you to see what it looks like when you're done embedding. Because it looks like there's a PowerPoint presentation built right into your Sway, and it works similarly to how a PowerPoint works. And so, I like to think of Sway as, yes, it's a presentation tool, a way to beautifully show content online, but it's also a way to provide a variety of different resources to students or coworkers, family members. I can present and provide pictures, text, throw in a PowerPoint, throw in a Word document, a PDF, and let's look at what it actually looks like for the viewer. If I click play in the upper right, it loads up PowerPoint Online, which again is part of OneDrive, Microsoft OneDrive. So there it is. I've just pulled in a PowerPoint presentation right into my Sway. The students can access that, or anyone that sees this presentation can access that content, the slides. If they want to go full screen, they can. You can just click this button and it should open up the full screen version of the presentation. Finally, navigation, and this is really important. This is where you get to decide, do you want to have a vertical navigation so that to experience your Sway presentation, the viewer has to scroll vertically? Do you like that, or do you want it to be horizontal? It's the same content, it just is experienced differently. And keep in mind, this is meant to be used on all devices. So if your students usually use iPads or Android devices that are tablets, maybe you want horizontal. People are used to swiping horizontally. But if it's a smartphone, vertically might be the way to go. So it just depends on what you think the viewer would like. And then this third option is slide based, kind of like PowerPoint. So you just click, and if I click play, you can get a better view of this. Just click the arrow to advance, very similar to showing slides in a PowerPoint presentation. But you do probably notice some differences. It automatically added interesting animation to the text, as well as to how it puts the pictures on the screen. So even just with a PowerPoint style presentation, it still kind of dresses it up and makes it look attractive and interesting. I just wanted to show you a couple basic last things. You can see there's an undo and a redo button, and there's a remix button. What's up with this? Well, what the remix button does is it changes everything about your presentation, basically. Anything that's not a content item. So it doesn't change out your videos and pictures, but it dresses it up differently every time you click remix. So you can see it changed the font colors, it changed the font type, sometimes it changes the background color, and also the navigation. It might make it vertical versus horizontal, that kind of thing. So I'm going to click remix again, see if I like it better. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I kind of like that font, and it made it vertical. I kind of like the wood background. I think I'll keep this one. So it's kind of fun to just click remix a few times and see what it does with your content. We've already looked at the play button, basically. Here's a list of authors. You can add authors by sharing a link with people that you work with, and you can work together on a sway. You can also share your sway. Right now it's shared out to lots of people, but if I click, it makes it just shared to me. I guess that's not sharing at all. But you can also share it with the world by clicking this button. That opens up your docs.com account, and you can publish it there. And incidentally, you can publish all sorts of stuff at your docs.com account. It doesn't have to just be a sway, but that's pretty cool that you can publish it online using a docs.com account that's tied to your Microsoft login and password. You can also easily share it with friends, Facebook, Twitter, the typical stuff. You can even click this button here to get even more, including an embed code, so you can embed, not necessarily embed things on your sway, but embed your sway itself. So all this work that you've just done, you could get the embed code, copy that, paste it into your blog or website that you have, and your sway will appear there. There are more options as well. You can make it so people can duplicate your sway and basically take your work and make it their own, or you can not do that. This little button here is kind of interesting. This says share this sway using other social services. If you click on it, it brings up just tons and tons, if you click this button here, of other ways you could share it. And one that I like a lot is this one here, email. It's kind of plain, but it's very useful. You can just click that button, click the type of email you want to use, and it helps you to set it up so that you can email your sway to friends or family or coworkers. So I just really love Sway. I think it's a great little addition to Microsoft's suite of tools that are online. I hope that you liked learning about Sway and that you'll enjoy using it. Notice that if you want to learn more, there is a tutorials button in the upper right corner, and you can get a few tutorials from Microsoft about how to do various things with Sway. Then also, we have these three dots in the upper right, and you can go there to jump to your sways. You can also get there by clicking here. You can create a new one, duplicate. There's all these other things that you can do. So I hope you've enjoyed this presentation and that you will love using Sway. Thanks for watching.